tackling a challenge that a lot of you guys, newcomers out there, don't know how to do. Which is states and using state machines. It sounds hard, but it's surprisingly easy for what it is. But you really do not want to listen to what I'm saying in this video if you don't know that much about circuitry, because I'm telling you how to use states and if you're using states, you're gonna have nothing to use it for because you don't know what you're doing. You only know what you're doing with the states. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start off by pulling out your maker pen or going to your backpack and pressing use or favorite so you can pull it out from your back like this. You can look at the top of your maker pen, you'll see all these little options. You're going to want to press that says open palette. You're going to have this open up, and if you haven't had it open recently, it's going to start on shapes. Now, we don't want it here, we want it on gadgets. You're just going to press that. Let's go to here. We're going to see two things around the bottom on the second page that says state and state machines. Let's spawn in one state machine. Let's say 3 states. Okay, now what we're going to do is you're going to get this state machine and wire not any of these little pins, but the actual state, like chip, to that. So now, that's a part of it. You can move this over to that. And now you'll notice something. That one's glowed up and these ones are out. Now I'm going to explain to you what that means. What that means is that state chip is activated, like these pins on the state say in state, on exit, and on enter. And that's talking about when this goes onto it. And we'll talk about these little activate things right there. But now that we've connected all of them to go one way, it's stuck at the last one because it's not telling it where to go back. So you're going to do again, select the whole state and move it over to the last one or whichever one you want to do. If you're, let's say, using a sampler to make a repeated sound and you want to press a button, what you do is you would have that little activate button. Like, get an example out. You could do this so that activate when I press it, but then it would go back to that. So now it won't go past until I press the button or use any activate button like a toggle button here, around here, somewhere like that, or anything with a value. Press it, goes out, and then stops there. And you could do it with this also. You could also make it so it goes to there instead. So that instead it will go to there, but so it'll play this once, it'll go to that one, but then it will go back to that one, and that's it. It won't go back. Okay, let me tell you what this one can be used for, and also what you can use this state with. So you have your states out, connect them all up in the way you want to. Let's just do it like that. Now let's say you don't want it to go that fast because you can't really do anything when it's going that fast. Let me tell you what you do when you configure it. Now you'll have a thing that says minimum time in state. We're just gonna change that minimum time in state to be 8. So now it stops on that one for 8 seconds. We'll go over. Yeah, and then it goes through those, and it cycles through. Okay, so now that you've done that, so it stays on it for 8 seconds, we'll change these to be 8 seconds as well. So now, it stays on that one for 8 seconds, then it goes to that one, waits 8 seconds, goes to this one to wait 8 seconds, and then go to this one. So now you know how to make it so it waits when it's going through. And that can be used for playing samplers, so instead of them all playing at the same time, you can make it wait 30 seconds in one state, so that when it finishes the sampler, goes over to the next one, then plays it, so that they're not all playing at the same time. The next thing that states can be used for is values, and what you would do is you configure the state that, let's say, value 1 would be 2, value 2 would be 1, value 3 on this one, value 1 would be 0. So now they all give out a different value. Now value 1 has an output of 1. When it switches over, has an output of 0. It's giving out the value that you configured on this. It's giving it out. So let's say if I get out a light, it will on and off by that one. So it will turn off when it's on this one. Turn off. It turns it off. But then when it's on this one, it'll turn on. And then also you have all these two values. And this one's saying how much time is in the state. And on change. And then enable. Now enable, that just I don't know why. It starts off at 0, but it will cycle through with it on 0. I don't know if that's because I haven't started a game, or you just have to hook it up, then it will work, because if I go to props and get out a toggle button here, toggle value, turn that back on, let's configure these to 0, I'll skip forward, see, now it's waiting, going through them, and if I turn this off, it stops there. But if you don't have anything on it, and this is a 0, you have to connect something to it. I don't know if that's because I haven't started a game or whatnot. Well, that's really the basics of states. I can show you an example on how to use them. Let's skip forward a bit. Cutting now. Okay, I'm back, and this is an example I've made. This will turn it on and off using the value. And if we configure this one is 1, value of it. This one is 0. So what's happening is it's switching to this one, and it's telling this little pin right here, oh, the signal should be 1. So when it's on that one, it sets the value 1 to 1. On this one, it says, oh, it's 0. So it switches this one to 0, which it gives off a signal to turn that on and off. And that's pretty basic, and whenever you look at other people's things that they have made, you'll notice that they are like doing things that are way beyond of what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you something. You doing that, what I just showed you, is how you get to that level. And don't let anyone else discourage you, because they, at some point, were at your level. You're always gonna be at a low level and then go up. And if you're not going up, be happy at the level you're at. You don't want to try getting over what you're doing. Like, I don't know how to do cv2, so I shouldn't try doing cv2. I should try learning what is fun for me until I'm getting to a comfortable point that I'm okay with doing cv2. You want to get to a point where you're not getting too big, like what I was saying at the beginning of the video. You don't want to say, oh, I know how to do this big state thing, oh, but I don't know how to use it because I just know how to make it cycle through. But how do I use that cycle with samplers? That's the thing. You don't want to ever go higher than your own level. You always want to make sure that you're doing something that you know how to use. I think that'll be it for this cv1 video, and I'll see you guys later.